I guess technically that's not true, as regardless of the outcome of this in the next series, we will have at least one best of 3 of tiebreakers either way. So third to last series technically, but I digress.
Bristleback gets banned, guys. Feels like SG. They had to lose 3 times, not 2, against the Bristleback, but they learned their lesson to ban the Bristleback.
Wow.
That's what you like to see. You know?
That hero, guys, is obnoxiously broken, okay? We talk a lot about Broodmother here, but I feel like Bristleback, maybe in other regions they know better how to counter this guy, but can you check the win rate, Trent? I think his win rate...
You think we're just hopeless, eh?
Should be around 70%. I would be very surprised if it's lower than that, because I don't think
you're going 70%. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm gonna guess. Man, you might be right.
I'll go 60.
I think it's.
I'm trying to picture him losing.
70. I don't remember Bristleback losing at all.
All right. Well, oh my God, he's 11-1. Really?
Ha! Can we get an amen for this band, guys? Thank you.
I'll go with the amen on that one. That's fair. All right, we're back to the ABBA, though. This is good. Unknown, we're going to the roots, and we'll deny the snap fire. Okay, and a snap pick from SG. They go right into the Ancient Apparition. Frost Fingers here to go with the Mars.
Cool.
Yes, Bowie. Literally cool.
All right, we got to figure out what China's doing. He's like 1 and 2 there. They're not even picking this hero. That's interesting.
Yep. Like, ever since I realized that you have to pay 3.5k gold for Vassal against Bristleback, and if he has Sanj, his HP regen's the same, without the Sanj, I just realized that there's not a lot of counters for that guy. Silver Edge is mega expensive. You can buy Shivas, but it's not really a counter. It's also like usually a very late game item anyways. And
he's 1 and 3 in Europe?
Huh.
Are we the only ones playing Bristle?
Right? It's it's a South
That
American
seems
special,
crazy.
apparently. Yep.
11-1 in South America. God, I can't wait till these teams go to the major and destroy everyone with Bristle. They'll never see it coming.
I gotta see these other, drafts. Gotta figure out what's going on, guys. Because Bristol, of course, has absolutely crushed here.
Yeah, we do see a lot more AA outside of SA, so maybe that's a part of it. But now they actually banned the Bristle and picked AA anyway, so maybe they went a little bit
what's
overboard.
with the AA here? I mean, Mars is cool. I guess you could have a potential combo here. It sets up for like the CK, these stun kind of combos. But is AA really that good?
He's coming off late in the season. It's like Christmas in July for this hero right now. It is absolutely popping off.
As long as you pick stun carry, he's gonna be like impactful lane. His ult is very strong. His shard is very strong. His
win rate's crazy too. Yeah, he's got like 60.3% win rate with 111 games. He's like he's slowly rising up the ranks. I shouldn't say slowly. He's quickly rising up the ranks, really, because he's popping up in every single other region right now. And in top tier pubs, he also has a crazy high win rate. The last time I checked, it was like 57%.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who else, by the way, is right up there next to him, which shocked me? Faceless Void, who was one of the lower win rate heroes, if I recall, just earlier, like this patch. Oh, he actually just got banned. I didn't even notice. Has a now 55.6%. Last night when I checked, he was at 56% win rate as well. So he's also one of the few carries that actually boasts a very positive win rate in top tier pubs.
It's crazy, right? Because we went from this, as soon as the patch dropped, people were trying Void, and I think we saw 2 or 3 games where it completely disappointed us, and no one picked it. But now it's coming back, I guess, mainly because Europe is playing a lot of it. Europe and China.
Wow. How things
on the
have
Necrophos.
changed.
That's the other hero that I'm seeing a lot of in other regions, Over the past week, I kept catching Necrophos games, and I'm like, you know what? If you hit good sites, this hero is kind of gross still. And the Shard?
Shard is
that
good.
thing is pretty cool. Yeah, it's like it's a very interesting E-Blade that you can use on allies, but it doesn't give the damage amp on allies, but it does on enemies. The Death Seeker, that's the one.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, the other classic here, back to the Tiny. Yeah, one of the cool dynamics of this longer league format is you really get to feel how volatile the Dota meta is and how these ripple effects cause things to evolve in a really unpredictable and quick manner. You know, even over the course of 6 weeks, we've seen heroes completely flip-flop in win rate, and still a lot of variance across regions. It's pretty cool to see all the data kind of in real time with this league going at once, sort of normalized. I feel like we're getting a different lens on Dota. We've had regional qualifiers before, but we've never had this level of global consistency before.
And the leagues were never as long as these ones. So like patches would usually drop after tournaments, big lands.
Right.
And you wouldn't have this this long of a tournament with no patches in between. So I guess we did have one patch, but not a big one.
That is interesting.
SDAA. I guess it's similar to the other combo we saw. What was the other combo with Shadow Demon? They were using W with... Was it Zeus?
No.
I mean, I saw a game that was Shadow Demon with Necrophos.
Yes,
but,
yeah.
That
so
was
it's very similar to that.
I think that was Quincy Crew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't mind the Shadow Demon. Kite's the Tiny. Kite's the Abaddon. I think they might be considering this Abaddon to be a possible carry.
It's weird though, because I think Luna right away that's already been banned. So is it just a casual Shadow Demon, or is this setting up for something other than the AA? Are we going to see another illusion hero like an Alchemist or a Naga?
TB.
I mean, they already have a PL now in the enemy team, so I guess you can assume like they'll probably pick an Agi hero, and then we can pick another Agi hero, so it's like decent either way. It's a good lane partner with the Mars for kill setups.
Yeah.
How's Morphling versus PL in that matchup? Is that one that Morphling likes?
Supposed to be PL favored.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's
all right.
It is very close, but it is PL favored.
Ooh.
There goes Sven.
Well,
I think
another
Morph
one to make
now
use of Soul Catcher.
Yeah, I think Morph is mostly about like who you're facing and what other good copies you have, because copying PL isn't really that good.
So they're lacking. I guess they could pick an offlaner for Tavo, but probably going to be offlane Mars since they picked Shadow Demon. And unknown, they need Tiny could be middle, so they need either a mid or a 4.
Radiant team ban.
The Veno ban, very good versus Sven. Similar to the Veno Ursa dynamic we always talk about. There's Viper.
I think they want a Mars mid.
Possible.
With the Veno and the Viper bans. I think they might want the Darkseer because it's versus Phantom Lancer and you Sven on your team. The only thing, but then you don't have a 4 that's melee to use Iron Shell.
It's decent. I mean, it's fine. I think.
It's still
the
good.
lane is very wonky though. Having this Shadow Demon and the Darkseer, I don't think they complement each other.
Well, I guess you could block people and then use the Iron Shells though.
Yes.
Actually sounds kind of good. They'd just be stuck.
This is hard to read because both the Veno and Viper could be to protect the Sven, and then they could grab like a pretty safe 9th pick mid, like a DP or a Storm or a Kunkka. Yeah. All those sound pretty good. Kunkka looks really good, actually.
Yeah, I like Kunkka, actually.
Yeah,
versus the Tiny versus the Phantom Lancer.
You know, mid Mars is cool.
They would have no building hitting. So maybe DP is.
Yeah, that's... And DP, DK, something in that territory.
Ooh, DK versus PL. That can be nice.
I'd like to see a little push. Yep. Percentage damage reduction there. Lowering his damage there, Captain.
I think they lack push. I would much prefer the Mars offlane than like a DK or a. Yeah, I think DK.
Team pick.
Oh, it's the Kunkka. Okay,
I mean, Kunkka's really good this game. It is really good. Like, other than the push, it's an incredible pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
So likely mid-time, we're looking for an offlaner here. I think that's the most likely.
10 seconds remaining.
So who pressures Sven?
No Vino, no Viper.
We got the Brood and the Kunkka Sven. Mars, that sounds bad. Not that. No Brood gamers here.
How bad is Underlord here? I guess they do have the Axe, but
it's not the worst. Hero. I think Root's like that against Sven, really good. He's already susceptible to kiting, so he doesn't like to get stuck in the mud. You could like Sand King just to get some extra stun going on.
Like Sand King Slider or something, but also like one stun, you're just dead.
Yeah, you want something that's mobile so you don't get into the combo.
Phoenix 3? Percent-based damage.
You could like Axe.
Oh, I like the Phoenix. Bad. They are really bad at taking Ag on the side of SG.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it though. But if you had a good Phoenix 3 player, this would be... Oh wait, Bat? Speaking of which, Bat's in.
Ooh.
That's playable.
Well, they go the other way.
Whoa.
It's the Doombringer.
Okay.
I can count on one finger the amount of times we've seen this hero without a Grimstroke.
Yeah.
This is weird.
All right, you guys want to know what's going to decide this game? If this Doom gets the Satyr creep, and he can eat that creep and dispel the Q, he will have a fine lane. If he doesn't get that creep, then that lane is awful, because he relies on Tiny tossing him out of the stun, or else he dies. So...
out of the goal.
Yes. Whoever, if Doom gets that creep, this is a known 2-0. If they don't get that creep, I think this Doom's going to be very sad.
Okay, what if they toss the Doom onto the AA and just kill him, though?
Don't you get Q'd and stun anyways?
Yeah, but if the Sven stuns you, then you throw the avalanche.
Okay.
You know? I don't know. I'm just being bold.
I guess that's possible. I mean, I'm kind of joking around, but... I like SG's draft a little bit more. I think this Sven is... I mean, they just took out the Bristle. This already feels like even playfield, so I'm going SG for game 3.
I like their heroes a lot, but I don't know if they're going to win, Bowie. I have a bad feeling. I think they're going to win the lanes. I think they're going to start the mid-game strong, and I think somewhere in that 30 to 40 minutes, the brick wall will be met.
Nah, dude, this PL's game is doo-doo.
Yeah?
Yeah. Kunkka, Sven, Mars.
Radiance Kunkka.
But he's got a bad
Shadow Demon copying PL illusions and being all PL-y on him, too.
But they're going to feed him
SG
cookies.
Game. I will put all of my channel points. I currently have 90. As I lost them all on a previous bet.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to bet
all
too. I'm betting SG. I have
SG.
9k points.
All right. If somehow
you put
unknown
9K,
win
I'll
this.
put 90. We'll split the totals, all right?
I don't know if I'm confident enough to go all in with my channel points, though. That's a bit too bold. There's too many stuns on SG for me to do that.
Okay.
Going half of your points? Is that okay?
Yeah. All right. I'll go half points here. I'm going to believe in unknown. I think they're going to make the recovery here. Gary, Theben, what do we think? Are we going to agree with the analysts here? Is this an easy game for SG? I'm counting a lot of stuns.
There are a lot of stuns, a lot of setup, a lot of displacement tools with spears and X marks, and great things to chuck Ice Blast onto here, Theben. I kind of like SG's draft as well.
Yeah. Do you now, Gary? Well, you're the real analyst here, so I guess that's what we're gonna go with. SG is gonna take this game. I mean,
what are your
they
thoughts,
Sven and Kunkka, they got Radiance. Now, I really do believe that SG has a solid draft. I also thought they had a solid draft in game 1, but what do I know, Gary? What do I know?
I saw you talking in chat and just saying gambling is dumb. I'm not betting anymore.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit salty after last game.
I would be as well.
Stop laughing at my pain,
I
Gary.
would be. No, the thing is, I feel your pain. I've been in that situation before, and that's why I find it so. It's comic in the oldest sense of the term. It's like a Shakespearean comedy. You've got the sadness that balances the happiness. You just got to laugh at things and just shake it off. So shake it off, buddy. It'll be fine.
Yeah. But realistically speaking, though, SG do have all the tools to be able to beat this Phantom Lancer once again, and even better tools because of, Kunkka Radiance and Sven Cleave. Hopefully this time around, they won't be rushing any of their plays and try to take their time with their game. Sacred, okay, 3 runes to start for SG as well.
Very nice.
You know how important this game is, Gary, for SG?
How important is it?
Well, they lose this game, they're going to be relegated.
Oh, that's very important then. We don't want that.
They definitely don't want that. They definitely don't want to let King Artie know that he was right.
I've been following his Twitter account. He's been posting GIFs and memes and all sorts of stuff on Twitter every time they lose.
He's got some assassins, you know, he's given Unknown some tips.
Oh, yeah. That was a nice two-man stun already. Don't get the cold feet to snap in place. Still good damage to all Sacred and Widge down in that bot lane. Just thinking about this Costa Biel Sven, we saw it a few series ago where he went Marm, Echo Saber, very greedy with an Enigma on his team. This time around, he's got, you know, Kunkka, Mars, much more stable heroes that he can actually kind of farm around.
Yeah, definitely. I love the triple strength lineup from SG. I think that is a recipe for success in general. And the Shadow Demon. The Shadow Demon is going to play a big factor, especially against the Doom, the save against the Tiny, then against Abaddon too. If he skills that Curse. Oh, we're watching bottom right now. Sacred's chill. He's got a healing salve. Just going to heal right back up. Pretty annoying lane for sure for the Doombringer so far. But I do expect First Blood to be happening top though in this game. Yeah, I was saying...
Go on.
Go ahead.
No, please.
Okay. I was gonna say Theo with the disruption against Abaddon's Curse is gonna get him silenced and slowed if he ever decides to skill it. So he might want to go for Mist Coil in this lane.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. On the topic of Doom, do you reckon they've picked it because of Infernal Blade against all these strength heroes and doing that percentage-based damage to them, or is it just there wasn't much left? They've scraped the bottom of the barrel with it.
Yeah, yes, I guess so. Like, just having the Doom also against the Kunkka, if you can initiate with that, don't let the Ghost Ship go off, you might be able to just take some really solid fights. I think Sacred just likes playing this hero. You can see he's a gold Doom spammer.
Oh, very nice. I mean, you can scale pretty quickly as well with that Devour, get these items much faster. As it looks like top, just a bit of a TP away. Get away from Prada and Teemo, who are starting to lay that damage on pretty thick. But it does mean with all this harassment and trading, Phantom Lancer's CS is starting to dip a little bit there. 7-1 compared to the Sven, the Tiny, the Kunkka, who are all racing ahead. And even the 4 denies on Tavo, showing that he's a real great spot in that top lane.
Yeah, Tavo's also going for the Soaring, not the bottle. And I think that's a little bit of a mistake on his end, because he doesn't have that much regen right now anyway. Brings out the bottle, gets some mana. Like, they couldn't get kills on this Mars. We can see Theo just stacking up some camps right now. That's going to be really nice for the Sven too. But once they get some mana, we'll see what happens. Sacred. Oh,
yeah, getting run out. And the Cold Feet's there. Okay. He's going to turn and try and hit KJ, but First Blood picked up by Costa Biel.
Did not think that he was going to freeze there, but you know, turning the corner instead of running directly away.
Yeah, he does have a cloak creep, so he's got a bit of that magic resistance, but usually would think, you know, Cookie is good enough to get away from that stun Cold Feet combo. Just try and get your Doom out of there. And he has gone for Scatterblast level 2 as well on this Snapfire, so going all out damage.
No Shredder here.
Something we've been seeing much more of is that little Shredder, even maxed out early stages. Yeah, so far so good for that Sven. And out of the top 4 CSs, it's looking pretty green. SG starting to pull ahead pretty hard. Sacred's been gone on again. He's gonna be fine. Gets behind the tree, runs back away as KJ and Costa Biel. They were trying to line up for him.
Top water room for ADR. Yep, you know, Brazil server. You know, you gotta get a little bit more last hits in. That's the good stuff right there. He looks pretty good so far. Costa Biel has power treads flying out to him right now. He's going to get even stronger. And Sacred doesn't have boots. What is he bringing him to himself? A raindrop. Oh boy. Ooh. That's going to be rough for Sacred now.
Yeah, quite poor.
He's getting stunned up.
And they need that Cookie. Get him out of the Cold Feet. That's the play. Bit of a turn onto Costa Biel while top lane. That Abaddon, like you said, he's got those illusions on him. He was silenced for a second there, it looked like.
PL silence too.
Turn on the PL, silence him, yeah.
It's really good. Like, disrupting Abaddon is amazing. Because after 2 volleys of attacks from the illusions, they just get instantly slowed. Good thing Abaddon didn't go for the Orb of Venom, because then he'd just be dying every single time to himself.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, they're going in again.
Back on him again, and it also sets up beautifully for these spears. Prada, he's used his 1 charges, and he's dead. Tavo looks pretty fine with raindrops, fairy fire, magic stick charges. No way the PL could close in on him. A top lane victory out from SG. Very convincing as well.
So RoboZ, he's got a lot on his plate this game. He's gonna have to get that 6-minute power rune, make some rotations. Nobody else on Unknown can really do that. He's pretty much their only disable. I mean, you got Cookie, but that requires somebody else to set you up. So let's see, RoboZ.
Yeah,
what you got, buddy?
Gone for the phase boots as well. Something I don't know. I can't quite put my finger on why players are doing this. Sometimes we see that very fast, like 8-9 minute blink dagger with just brown boots, and sometimes we see the phase boots. What's the kind of reasoning behind that?
I think preference for the most part. And depends on like how much farm you get on the early laning stage. Like here against Kunkka, you want that armor from the chainmail, so you just go for the phase boots.
Okay. On Coaster Bill. That's fine. Ridge and Sacred start to put a bit of damage of their own into that bottom lane. Force the Salve to be used up by KJ, while top lane, again, this disruption into Spear, but a TP rotation.
And he's in.
This could turn things around. RoboZ is going to come with a Tombo, straight onto the two of them, blowing through the majority of their HP, but no finishing touch just yet. And PL and the Tiny will close in on Theo. Kill off the Shadow Demon, but the Mars does slip away, while bottom lane, the Cold Feet. Onto Sacred once more. He's going to try with that Thunderclap to slap back into KJ, and Costa Biel, he's a pretty tanky Doombringer, and he's going to tango up a little bit further, cutting through the trees, back under his tower, always juking, and he's going around and round, he's spun him, and it looks like Sven's going to be the one that drops here, potentially. They've got Wand and a Cookie in 3 seconds, Doom running towards the Ancient Apparition, he's trying to get as much as he can onto the Doombringer, but he can't finish it off. So close to Sacred, living or dying there, but Unknown with those fancy footwork moves from Sacred. I do have that rotation from Kunkka. X-Boat very simply onto that Snapfire. Sven helps out with a Stormhammer. So both mid laners rotating for support kills.
Yeah, I mean, Unknown, like, making that counterplay bottom was quite nice. They do get the 5 kill, but, you know, Sven is still farming. Like, they don't kill the Sven once or twice. This PO, he's not going to feel too comfortable in this game. Especially with being pressured up top lane just a little bit. The Abaddon Illusions are really annoying the Phantom Lancer.
Oh, that Tiny. He wants to try and steal this stack.
He wants to stack. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. Get in there, buddy. Let's go.
He's thinking about it. But Adriano's up there. Yeah, they bring the Mars.
Exactly. Tavo's level 6 already, so they're just going to have to back off. And look at the stack on the Ancients as well. 4 stacks right now there. Big Camp is stacked 4 times as well. Level 4 Tidebringer just deleting this.
Well, KJ is going to drag and draw their attention down towards that bottom rune. I think he denied the haste as well. He was pinged out, killed off the haste rune, so Tiny couldn't refill the bottle. And while that's happening, large camp stack is taken. Ancients, like you say, being built up, while Theo bubbles onto the Abaddon. He's going to TP, realizing he doesn't want to stick around there and get hit by himself.
That kill onto the haste rune, that's pretty big, because RoboZ, it would have been a huge rune for him to be able to just TP to the silence, either kill the Mars or the Sven with it. Be able to chase these heroes down with that massive damage Tiny has. Smoke up. They want to go look for Sven, but Kostabil's already getting out. He's got Mask of Madness. And one more Ancient stack coming out from Theo.
Nice. Very nice.
Yep, 5 stack.
Huge bank there for the Sven.
Yeah, and God's Strength is up now in 5 seconds.
Yeah, and the fact that like Sven is going to go there and get up to like 5,500 net worth. Your Kunkka is already at 5k. Here we go.
Let's count it. He's got roughly 400 gold, right?
4,000, yeah. Oh, sorry, 400 saved. Okay.
Yeah, saved. Yeah. 4,000. Let's say 4,000 in the bank. Let's see how much he gets from this. It's gonna be so much experience. But Theo is taking it, you know, the XP, he wants it. He did make the stack, so that's fine.
There we go, the big ones. That's what counts the most. Take down the big golems and those ancient black dragons. It's going to be like 5k or so, isn't it? 4.7, 4.8, so nice. 5k on the dot.
It was almost 1,000.
Yeah.
That was like 900 some gold. So good.
That's a huge burst. Beautiful.
Seems good.
Real beautiful stuff. And like, your Kunkka is still ahead of him. Like, he just cleared this massive ancient stack, and Adriana's like, nah, I'm the big boy here. I've got 2,500 saved towards my Radiance already. And that's something that we haven't really touched on, is that Radiance pickup against the Phantom Lance is going to be huge.
Exactly. He's probably going to go like Radiance into BKB and then Shivas. And just counter this PL straight up with those items. And his PL is behind the Sven and the Kunkka, who are pretty hard counters to him. Oh boy.
So this window where RoboZ's tiny, you said he's got a lot on his plate. He's going to lift the game on his shoulders. That Blink Dagger is still 500 gold away, and that window is getting smaller and smaller in terms of what he can do, especially against strength cores. And these guys, they're not easily burst down.
Exactly. While the Sven was farming the Ancients too. Oh, Sacred. Gonna get
Arena.
Up here. Shielded
and
though.
the Ice Blast.
I think it's good.
Turns and dooms. X-Mark Boat gonna drag him back. Sacred gonna get clipped by it, and the Tidebringer, but the kisses are coming. Thrown in towards Tavo and Theo, but SG have managed to slip away through that left-hand tree line. Tiny, desperately scrambling for any scraps he can find. The cookie forward, well placed. Catches out the Shadow Demon. They want the Mars as well, but the spear. Tavo turns it back on them. They're not going to get any kills. Kunkka's now cleaving them, slapping them about, and Arcane Rune going. RoboZ has to toss him back. Sacred and Widge can't save their Tiny, and they might even lose more. Tavo's got another spear ready, chucks it towards Widge. Sacred is getting on top of that Mars, but he's saved yet again. The bubble disruption, finally the cookie finds the Mars kill. But there's Kunkka, he is monstrous. The supports can all fall as long as he gets some more. So Arcane Rune, Adriano, X-Mark yet again, dragging Sacred around and pummeling him into it. A double for the Kunkka.
And that's without his relic. Like, he just got so much gold. 40 gold to that relic now too. Unknown, you know. They keep the Doom alive, and RoboZ, he really wants a fight so badly. Like, when the Sven was doing the Ancients, he went bottom for a rotation. None of that worked out. So he felt like this was it. And he just ran in, got purged. Kunkka's there, just slap him up, and Unknown. Everything they're trying to do is just not working out. And once this Radiance comes online for Kunkka, it's going to be impossible for Unknown to team fight.
So difficult. Because at that time, you're going to have Raddy Kunkka, you're going to have S&Y done on this Sven on top of the Mom, and we are still at a point where Tiny needs 250 gold for Blink Dagger, 12.5 minutes in.
Going in with a bolt play.
Yeah, with an Ice Blast coming.
There it is, the big
There's
blast.
the chain stuns. Huge Ice Blast. Sacred is still tanky with the hood, yeah. And he's got the shield to back him up.
They do get the Abaddon to TP top lane to cover Sacred here, so they do have that information that no one can be bottom. Kostabil, he's going to push out really far towards the tier 1 tower, and this is just all space for SG to finish their items. I like the Sanjin Yasha pickup. This is going to be status resistance against the Doom. Teemo?
Oh, Teemo. He does have this Diffusal Blade, but no stuns. Yeah, good TP.
Okay, I thought he was in a man fight, but he doesn't know who else is there, right? All he has information is that the Abaddon TP top. That's it.
And it's smoke time. Blink reveal time. This really does have the game hanging in the balance here for RoboZ, and he gets the avalanche toss. The Veil coming in from Widge. That's a Snapfire Veil rush.
They want him
Adriano.
So
He's so close to Radiance. He needs 100 gold. X-Mark, the cookie, stuns him up. Adriano caught and tossed into them. They've got the Doom with that Infernal Blade damage, and he's still holding his ulti as the Ice Blast and the boat kind of whiffing. It's a decent Storm Hammer to hold him out, though, as Unknown looking for the re-engage. Yeah, the Blink toss back. That's Mars shoved into the waiting arms of that Doombringer.
Huge.
That's what Unknown needed.
Right. Yep, SG were very slow to come and help out Kunkka. I swear, if ADR somehow X-marked when the cookie was coming onto him, I would have called him an absolute god gamer because I would have saved his ass. But he couldn't get it. It's a very hard play to make there, and his Radiance has been slowed down just a little bit. I think he had 50 gold to the Radiance before he died.
It was less than 100 for sure, yeah. Because when they started chasing him, it was like 100 gold he needed, so it's definitely between 50 and that. But it's a mid-push now.
Yep.
Unknown. We've got Curse of Avernus coming out, but that glyph has allowed SG to hold out onto that mid lane area, and Prada, yeah, skewered. Speared back onto the tree. Didn't have his ulti for a few seconds.
Free beat.
And how many times have we seen this? One team runs toward mid-tier 1, they lose a support hero. Enemy team runs towards their tier 1, it's like, oh, it's a freebie.
Let's
go straight for it.
Way too many times, for sure. And, Teemo can do nothing but just go back into the jungle, stack Ancients for himself. He's got Diffu Yasha, and still very far behind the other two cores of SG. And these two cores haven't even hit their peaks yet. ADR just got his Radiance.
Plenty of slots to fill. It's also the fact that Radiant's, good against PL, but it allows him to farm, scale, shove waves, makes him tankier. It's just such a great item on this Kunkka.
He's going for a heart now on the PL too, Gary. He's not going for the Manta or the Sanjin Yasha. He feels like he just needs that sustain against the Radiance. Which kind of makes sense if there wasn't an apparition, right? Who's probably going to try and Ice Blast you in every fight.
Yeah, with level 4 Ice Vortex, 30% increased magic damage.
It's huge. This hero, I think, is incredibly powerful right now. Across all the regions. People have been picking him up early, surrounding Drastaron apparition.
Yeah, it's like Bo was saying, it kind of counters some of these tankier heroes, doesn't really care too much about your heals or sustains. It's got good lane pressure with the chilling touch. It's team fight, it's solo target pick off, and you can just buy, just buy a medallion. Doesn't really care about items. What a great position 5. Ice blast in towards bottom, probably just to spook Unknown a little bit here, make them think twice about their actions. Yeah, immediately scatter and run.
Scatter.
SG are in Roshan.
That's the power of Ice Blast. It's such an amazing skill.
TPing to outpost.
Actually gonna mass TP, exactly. I mean, they know Ice Blast is on cooldown, but this is a pretty late go here.
1,000 HP on the Roche. Aegis grabbed. Kiss is coming, but it's all too slow. The shield onto Sacred, but he's been stunned and X-marked. The big shark. Megalodon coming in onto Sacred, but he's tanky with the full pipe.
Yeah, that works out. Nice shield from Abaddon there to remove the cold feet. Even though he was purged up, it'll give you like a mini purge. The thing about the demonic purge is it removes the shield right away. But at least you get that dispel.
And that Unknown probably wishing they'd just push bot tier 2 at this point.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, we reacted.
They didn't have enough time to figure out what was really happening there while they're hitting tower bottom and they got ice blasted. Then they get the scan after because they noticed the angle the ice blast came from, right? It's like, hold on. Something doesn't seem right.
And what are they doing up there? Adriano and KJ around their bottom outpost. And Prada comes in for like the 3rd time in a row to try and deward the high ground, which has not had an observer ward on it yet. Spots out the ancient apparition, but KJ's already TPing across the map back to his fountain. And mid lane, an attempted push here from the remaining 3 heroes. Sacred, Robo Z, just X-mark, blink away. Adriano toying with his food a little bit. Looking for a catch onto a squishier hero like Widge potentially. They're just going to say, screw it, we'll just push out this mid wave. We can go for tier 2, we'll use this Aegis on our terms. And we're not going to chase you around.
Smart. Why bite into SG? Here it is. They're going to TP all in.
Oh, yeah, they've got a good arena ice blast. Spearing up onto Sacred, but he's been cookied, dodging everything pretty much. Sacred has already popped his pipe, and there's the final touch with the boat. As a double damage rune, Sven is gunning for the Abaddon. Borrowed time, and then what? Yeah, you're pretty stuck down here. Speared against the trees. Sven's hitting for, what, 300 damage. 19 minutes in with a DD rune.
So they can actually just keep going with this, right? He didn't use God Strength, go for the tier 1, maybe even go for the tier 2. Top lane is just a Snapfire trying to split push. There's no pressure coming out from the Phantom Lancer. Looks like 2 easy objectives for SG if they do set up with Vision down this area.
So there's no pressure now from the Phantom Lancer. Will there be pressure ever in this game from the Phantom Lancer? Like, is the heart going to be enough?
Possible. I mean, if the Snapfire goes for an Aghanims and gets some kind of gobble up plays onto the supports, we can see PL possibly deleting these supports right away. Yeah. And like trying to make the fights 5 versus 3.
It's a good torrent to start though. Immediate double gang up.
If the PL ever goes in the front, like to man fight Kunkka or Sven, that's just an absolute disaster.
Oh, they're aiming bottom. They know Sacred's alone. He is completely out in the open. And there we go.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's Sven's damage.
It was also
Soul
the Soul Catcher. Yep.
Yep.
Line him up.
And on to this, both objectives. Like, they're not even just grouping up together for one tier 2. They're going for both. Splitting their efforts and getting the most out of the God Strength. It does mean it's a pretty effective glyph, though, coming in from Unknown. And more delay tactics from them. I mean, what are we? 1,200 away from Heart now? But they're going to have to take a fight soon. SG are coming straight towards you. You've gone on the Sven. He's the one without Aegis, of course. Kunkka holding on to it. The arena towards Tiny. And RoboZ gets the shield and the heals. The Kisses have zoned out SG. They got the tower. They back up to the high ground, and they look like they want to hold it. Torrent X mark, a little bit off the mark there from Adriano. He'll drag the PL back towards them. He does have an Arcane Rune going, so he could look for an additional catch here. Torrent towards the snap, but misses. He could have waited for X mark, but he'll go for that with the boat now instead. Widge gonna get launched into that boat. The Stormhammer stun, the spear there as well, and the Cookie doesn't get it to high ground as the Ice Blast comes flying in onto Prada and Sacred. Tiny makes the Tombo move, and they've doomed up the Sven. Coasty Bill's about to die to the PL Illusions. They get the Sven. Phantom Lancer, always his time to shine, even before his heart is up. Adriano, he needs to get on top of Sacred. Finish off this Doombringer as quickly as you can. The PL is running roughshod over the rest of your heroes. And SG, they're now the ones that are retreating. RoboZ's come back in for another go. Self-fuels out from the Mars, buys a bit of time with the disruption as well, thanks to Theo. But Tiny's out of it. He's got the toss, but he needs the gap close. The spear shuts him down, and Adriano, he's picking off the rest of them. Gets his Essence Ring off. Radiance burning onto Prada, and a killing spree picked up by Kunkka.
Oh man, that Radiance plus the Essence Ring, just keeping this Kunkka like alive and just doing damage as Unknown are trying to chase in. This is why Teemo needs his heart so bad right now. They got the kill on the Apparition, so there's no Ice Blast, but you know, he's still getting chipped away because of this Kunkka. And once the Kunkka's out of mana, he's not going to take that much damage from the Illusions anymore. So just being able to right-click the Tidebringer onto the Illusions, cleave the Heroes of Unknown. Even though the Sven did die, the Doom is on cooldown, and I do believe SG can just come out and make an offensive play again.
Even without Aegis? It's about to expire? Yeah. Should they be
worried?
Okay.
You don't need that. I mean, Sven might wait for the BKB because he's got like 1,600 more gold for it, but if there's a time to fight, it's when Doom's on cooldown. Unknown are going to be forfeiting most of these objectives to you, or if they do decide to fight, it's going to be very unfavorable for them.
Yeah, and you know, it's still a waiting game for Teemo. And Hart is so very nearly done, but he needs another, minute or so to actually finish it off. And he's playing very low HP here. I wonder if he's actually going to go and try and finish off that Hart without
it looks like
returning to Fountain.
He knows the Kunkka went back to base and probably just wants to farm through this top jungle before the fights start again, because next fight is going to be very tough without the Doom being up.
It's also been pretty rough fights for the Tiny. Like, you could see Tavo and how very focused he is. He sees RoboZ and he's very happy just to throw Arena Spear on him to stop the Tiny from getting any jumps onto people. That's something that SG do have to also contend with. Like you mentioned, the ability for Phantom Lancer to backstab the supports. Tiny, very similar job for him to try and accomplish as well.
It's kind of hard for him to just get in there because of this Radiance constantly right in front of him on ADR, especially since he had Aegis, right, for like the last 5 minutes. Maybe in the next fight, they might just focus ADR and hope that the Shadow Demon is not next to him. Bring him low, so he has to constantly just run away from the engagement so you can get the other targets.
I was just wondering where that Ice Blast was going. KJ sent it into Fountain, kind of assuming that the Phantom Lancer would go back and regen. Honestly, I imagined a world there where PL could have died because of KJ's decision to Ice Blast.
And Teemo just, being greedy, going for a camp before he goes back to base. Could have happened, but now he's got a heart, so he doesn't even need to go back to base at all.
Now he's got it.
You can just...
Ice Blast is coming.
They see him on the Ancients.
Doesn't mind too much. And they are eyeing up Widge top. Yule's out of range.
Doom's on cooldown. This is their chance to take another objective, plus take the outpost top.
Oh, but a DD rune.
Unknown's XP away.
DD Tiny or DD PL? DD Tiny.
Tiny. Oh yeah, Echo Saber. Gotta solo kill them supports.
Go and hit that mid tower. 3 or 4 hits. Force the glyph. Oh, he actually blinks away.
That means there's no glyph for the bottom tier too, which is almost dead. That's what Teemo's looking at. So this could be it. This could be the defining moment right now, Gary. If SG decide to defend this tier 2, which is so low, they will be coming in one by one. Okay, they don't make the decision. And they just give it up and give the outpost. Smart.
They didn't take top outpost, though, interestingly enough. They decided instead to come back towards mid and smoke as 5.
Oh, they do have
Running...
it. They have it. It might just be bugged for you.
Okay, yeah. It is. It is bugged. Never mind then, but they're going to smoke as 5 anyway. Into the dire triangle, Yules onto the Doom, and Constabile runs straight towards Prada, the Cookie, the Torrent, everything landing onto Sacred, and they'll take him out. Doom gone. Abaddon going to follow him into the grave as well, as they've disrupted the PL. Illusions onto Teemo. The Soul Catcher there as well. The Phantom Lancer, he's got heart and 1 charges, but where's the backup? Kiss is finally landing into him. Teemo gets on top of the Shadow Demon. He's got another doppelganger towards the high ground. He's trying to juke around them. He's in the trees, being burnt and found by the poison as well. Teemo is surrounded. 1 more disruption. Widge with a 3-man Cookie, Scatterblast, but there's a Torrent. Adriano shuts any kind of comeback play down completely.
And they only lose the apparition for it. I mean, that was a smart engagement from SG just to go on to the Doom first. Don't let him Doom. He just got ping-ponged around in that arena like crazy, but at the end of the day, if he doesn't get Doom off, he's just like a creep.
And where was Tiny in all this? So
he's
Ruben Z was just deciding...
there, he's waiting, but he doesn't want to jump into the arena, right? Then he's going to be the one getting focused and dying. So you will lose your Tiny and your Doom. That fight was over before it even started because of Doom's positioning.
And he came back in for an avalanche right at the end, and he whiffs out on that initiation towards Mars now. Just under a minute for Roshan to spawn, so everybody should be alive and kicking for that fight around the pit.
So is Unknown going to do something while Sven's God Strength is on cooldown, or are they just going to let it go and just farm for another item? Well, it looks like they're going to let it go. They don't have the PL. He's their main damage dealer right now. No smoke plays will be happening until the PL's alive.
Yeah, they want that Aghanim's on Widge. That's 2,000 gold he's got to farm on a Snapfire, though.
Yeah, I think he realized a little late that he needs to get Aghanims in this game. That's why, like, he hasn't had it queued up till, what, I want to say 5 minutes ago.
How do you feel about the Veil in general? And not going for the Glimmer, the Force, the Solar Crest, which you've seen so much from.
I think he just feels like he needs that extra magic damage, especially for the Tiny. The Veil amping Tiny's damage is really nice. Doom, really nice too. But this Aghanims is just the most important item for Snapfire in this game. They need a way to just get back onto that A, like into the back lines. Kill the A and kill the Shadow Demon. The Tiny Blink is just not enough.
Another arcane rune for Kunkka, by the way.
Amazing.
Adriano.
So good.
They're just finding them over and over again. And Roshan is alive, so pretty perfect timing for this all to culminate for SG. God's Strength, BKB. On the Sven, Tavo has his Blink Dagger ready.
3 seconds Tidebringer. That's gonna be sick, Gary. That's gonna be so much damage. And if he should finish his BKB. He's so close to it. 200 gold. He's gonna be really running around in the fight with like a 50-second BKB cooldown too.
There it is.
Yep.
Coming on Courier. Good Dire Ward spots them all. They see SG over on this right-hand side of the mid lane. I don't think they're going to see the smoke, though. Much deeper from SG behind their tower. And the move that should be able to claim Roshan for SG. Because this team fight from Unknown, I don't know, just hasn't felt ready. They want to break up the high ground. They're thinking about it. Unknown are going to back themselves towards their own outpost and play around their vision. High ground observer ward. KJ has a sentry. He's got an obs himself. They see it get placed. Unknown know exactly what's coming. And there's the jump. Sacred caught up in the arena Ice Blast. Doom completely annihilated. Ice Blast Soul Catcher took him from like 50 to 0 in a split second.
Yeah, they did not hesitate to use that God Strength and BKB for that kill too, because they just want to go straight into the Roshan pit. Get the Aegis, get the Shard. Shard for Sven is going to be so nice for that Purge effect, Dispel effect.
Yeah, and then having this Aegis cheese for your Adriano Kunkka.
Kunkka Shard?
Cool.
Kunkka? ADR
Tidal Wave?
Like, okay, no. Really? Okay. Tidal Wave over the -4 second cooldown Stormhammer and the Dispel. Kappa.
Yeah. A Tidal Wave with oh, hello. A Widge. Goodbye. No more hellos. Only farewell. I mean, a Tidebringer in the Mars arena is pretty sick.
I guess, but you know, a Purge is also pretty sick. And
also true.
Kostabil is your carry.
Is he though?
ADR wears the pants in this team.
Who's the top of the net worth in this game, Steven?
It is ADR.
Yeah. He's the real carry now.
He's owning. He really is a carry, to be honest. He's going for that Shivas too, like we talked about. Radiance, Halberd, BKB, now Shivas. Yep.
Such a good build.
Looks good. 7-1 and 9.
And up we go. DD Kunkka. Just chipping away a little bit at Sacred, forcing some spells to be used. And maybe you get Unknown to make a rash jump. And they don't actually commit. No hasty decision making by SG. This has been much more deliberate, much more systematic from them as they'll come in for that mid-tier 2 tower. Also going to clear out bottom thanks to this X-Mark TP from Kunkka. Very, very easily just maneuvering around the map. And you have to do something as Unknown. You can't let them come to your high ground because your buildings will just fall flat to this God Strength Sven. You've got to be able to smoke, wrap around, find a toss back, get some kind of play onto them.
They're so stuck with this Sven just leading the charge every time with the Aegis. And look at how SG are positioning themselves. They're waiting for opportunities. Teemo? Oh,
the real
wait,
PL.
he doppeled too early.
They got the real PL. Great Cookie, though.
They got him out, yep.
Good Cookie and Shield. Little disruption. Going to create some little baby PLs for the Shadow Demon. Phantom Lancer.
Sending it on to the supports as well. It's going to be so annoying. Like, those illusions just went after Wish, exposed all of Unknown. They're going to smoke instantly. Hang on.
Oh, SG is separated.
No arena. They want to fight, yep.
Adriano doesn't have the Aegis. He's got the BKB cheese. And there's the jump onto the Shadow Demon. RoboZ finds the immediate pickoff. The kisses very early, looking towards Tarvo and Kostabil. They get the BKB off onto Tiny with the Glimmer Cape, and his Echo Saber tapping into the Sven while the Phantom Lancer rushes straight towards him. Kostabil's in an awful lot of bother. Aegis claimed up straight off the bat. Tarvo has no arena, and they've got the Avalanche toss on the KJ. RoboZ clears up the AA. Kostabil with the help of the little Tidebringer on that tidal wave, looking with his BKB to get Sacred, and they do finally kill him, but they've lost 3 in the exchange. And that means that Teemo's Phantom Lancer with a Doom onto the Sven can just run straight in towards him. They disarm the PL for a little bit. Sven and Kunkka, they're battling 2v1 on this PL, but Kostabil just can't stand his ground and fight.
Oh, he got it!
He's got the cheese! He gives it to him! Kunkka saves the Sven! They get the Prada kill as well, but RoboZ's back in with a Tombo. Kostabil losing his mana. They've got no Manta style. They've got a doppelganger and a runaway with a Phantom Rush. Phantom Lancer's in that mid-wave now, but Adriano out of mana completely. No spells remaining for SG, and another jump in from RoboZ. He's got the Avalanche, he's looking for the toss. He's going to slap them with his Echo Saber. Great Torrent, but Phantom Lancer's still going as the Shadow Demon now arrives yet again. A wicked streak for the Sven. Phantom Lancer can't do it, can he? Adriano's too powerful. It's a double for the Sven now, and Widgie's left stranded.
Wow.
There's no buyback for Teemo, but that was close. Heart in mouth moment for SG.
That really was. I mean, Kostabil not popping his God Strength and BKB on his first life when there's like 3 minutes left on his Aegis was a little bit questionable, but ADR, you know, he managed to get there on time, help him out, pass him the cheese after his Aegis went down too. He had like, what, 30 HP, I think, before that cheese popped there? Oh yeah, Unknown were looking like they were gonna get back into this game by killing off Kostabil and then going for ADR right after. But SG, you know, putting another dagger into Unknown.
And Tiny trying to stop that TP. They get him inside the arena, he's forced to BKB. And they just X-mark the Sven straight back into the mid lane with God Strength ready in 5 seconds. A little stun onto Sacred. Unknown pulling out all the stops to try and hold back this aggression from SG. They're buying back from Tiny. But tier 3 mid, it stands still. It's a bit worrying. Like SG right now, without Aegis, without Cheese, what do you reckon's going on in their team comms? In their morale must be a little broken even after winning that fight.
They should be okay. I mean, it just means the game's going to be delayed even further. Sven, or Kunkka, you know, he's got his Shivas now, so he's just going to be 6-aughted soon once he gets his Aghanims. Sven is, like, going for the Satanic next, can break up that Mask of Madness, and I don't think they're too worried. You know, you're countering that PL pretty hard in this game. It's just a matter of, like, getting one Aegis and winning one fight outside of Unknown's base and just destroying all their buildings in one shot.
just one-shot the game. Finish it in one fell swoop. And it will be 2.5 minutes for fast spawn on Roshan. So plenty of time for them to manipulate these waves, clear them all out. And they've done a great job, you know, for what, 30-odd minutes at keeping Unknown hemmed in their base, bunkered down. Both teams just holding high ground. Wait on top of the staircases, hope for the opponents to come to you. Kunkka illusion! No! Doom, that's not the play! What a bait from Adriano! Now they got the spear onto Prada, forced to borrow time. The TP's attempted out, but this looks like it should be game. A little tidal wave there, going to shove Sacred to the high ground, but they've killed off Widge with no buyback on the snap. PL and Tiny, they've got to run back to their base while Doom is left out there in his own triangle, gone for just under a minute. And no buyback on either him nor Snap, so high ground time, here we come.
Yep, don't even need to wait for the Roshan, especially with the Doom being wasted like that. Teemo, you gotta channel your inner Ana here. Do something even Ana can't do. Beat Sven and Kunkka. Kunkka with Radiant Shivas, the two best items against Phantom Lancer.
Oh, goodness. Alright, get in with a spear. Misses out on Teemo, though. Racks are falling. Sven
nice
gets tossed back into the PL. Adriano thinking about the X mark, but you're right. He's got BKB. He's just running it back.
It wasn't really that far back to...
Hey, what was that illusion? An illusion rune, or was that a Shadow Demon illusion?
It looked like an illusion rune, right? Let me check a quick look here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was an illusion rune.
Yeah.
It was not the Shadow Demon. Because if it was a Shadow Demon illusion, you can see it like on your minimap, the color.
I was just wondering how bad it was.
Just went in. Doom play.
Still pretty bad. 45 seconds left on that Doom cooldown.
Yeah. You know, there was a time where Unknown could have won the fight, like earlier. You know, the fight where they passed the cheese. The Doom didn't use Doom on the Sven before he popped his BKB and Gauss Strength. He did it after the Gauss Strength was popped.
Oh.
So Kostabia revived, and then he popped his BKB. He waited like 2 seconds or something before he Gauss Strengthed. But, like, he should have been doomed, I think, instantaneously as soon as he comes out of that Aegis. And that could have been the big turning point for Unknown.
So we've had a problem with Sacred being too fast with the Doom, too liberal with it, and now too slow with it as well.
Exactly. I think that's why he like did not hesitate this time. He's like, I don't care. I'm going in. Just go. Make your abilities. Interesting smokes from both teams. I mean, they should just walk into the high ground here if you're SG. Just walk into the high ground, pop your Gauss Strength, hit that building.
There's nobody there.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody there.
Unknown
back now.
Kind of prepping for a Roshan. It's a minute 40 away. Oh, the scan. The Radiant scan their triangle. Robo-Z,
you're going away from your vision, sir.
Oh, smoke into smoke. Robo-Z is going to get found by Talvo. He BKBs. Demonic Purge is onto him, though, and he can't blink away. He tries the TP, but the Sven's damage destroys him.
It was the Purge. It was a Purge that actually ended up deleting him in the end. It looked like he was going to TP out, but that pure damage, or that, that magic damage that goes through BKB from the Demonic Purge finishes him off, too.
Did he have Ice Blast on him as well, I think, as well? Like there was Shatter, there was Purge, there was Sven damage, all sorts of stuff on the Tiny.
Yeah.
A buyback from Prada's Abaddon, but no Tiny for 70 seconds. He's got buyback on cooldown for, 2.5 minutes. So it looks like SG should be able to get into the Roche pit, or make that run towards high ground again. They are playing so defensively, though. Yeah. They're waiting for Unknown to... You know that Unknown are looking for these drastic moves, something to swing the game, break that 20k lead.
It's just so hard when you're a carry that cannot go onto the position 1 or 2 in this game. Because they both kill your illusions. And the Phantom Lancer, not yet level 25 either. Kunkka, Sven, they both hit their 25 timing. The Gauss Strength, and then the Kunkka's got Ghost Ship Fleet. It's going for a refresher next, so we're gonna be seeing like torrent storms and double tidal waves and six
boats, 6 sharks. Oh, he's got the Megalodon, hasn't he? The big old sharks. Well, Roshan is alive. I believe Abaddon saw it, so they know that that objective is ready. Ancient Apparition comes in for a dewarding mission. A little move out with a Force Staff, and Theolical's here to save him, as well as Tarvo, but a good cookie out allows Snap and Doom to escape. But this is a dieback Abaddon, I believe. And Prada going to be gone for, 70 seconds, handing over beyond godlike streak to Kostabil, and Roshan, straight in we go. Third one of the game, Refresher Shard there. So we're going to see some...
Oh, Kunkka's going to take that, right? He's like, oh, wait, why do I need to buy Refresher if I can just kick it off this Roshan?
Oh. Why, indeed. All items and all abilities. So we've got double shivers, halberd, BKB, and all that stuff we mentioned earlier on. And who gets the Aegis?
He takes the Aegis. He swaps out his Echo Saber for it. He's also got a Butterfly now. And with the Spider Legs, he can remove his Power Tread. So this Sven is truly 6-slotted. And got a God Strength ready too. They are looking to just go and get some more Araxes. 20 seconds left on Abaddon. They can just walk straight into the high ground. But the creep waves are not there right now.
Well, yeah, Pjell's done a good job shoving out bottom. Finished off his MKB, holding onto a Trickster's Cloak. See, I'm going to come back to that point again about SG and getting into their heads a bit. I do worry when I see teams like this. They're ahead, they get Aegis, they get Cheese, and they're still hesitating. They're faltering a little bit.
Right, giving too much time for your opponent to maybe get their next item and come back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little worrying, but
they're so far ahead.
I'm not sure what they're waiting for exactly. Because SG, they have everything. Kostabil 6-slotted. Kunkka, he's not waiting for a Refresher. There's no way in hell he's waiting for a Refresher. So it's a matter of them just like looking for a pickoff right now, but the way you find a pickoff is in the enemy space this game.
And just go bull rush into the base. So
you can just drop everything and just kill one hero.
Dire are scanning.
Especially when so many buybacks have been spent in the past couple of minutes. People are going to be lacking on gold, buying out all their items too.
You might see a smoke here from KJ across the map. Go across the map. No. Doesn't look like they're using a smoke. That means they're always going to be walking through some vision. There's a gem available on Theo. Can they get D-ward here? Oh, KJ, they want to jump in.
Again, onto the AA. Avalanche toss, Force Staff out. They toss the Doom. They didn't get the combo properly onto the Ancient Apparition, so they turn onto Sacred. Doom, he's been stacked up with poison. Demonic Purge on him as well. He's got the shield, but that doesn't save him. Look at that huge spill damage coming out of the Sven. Poor Abaddon. Dead again. And 2 heroes gone means this game looking pretty much out of contention, as that Phantom Lancer can't even withstand the burst damage out of the Sven. Toss up doesn't work. That's it. Game's over. Unknown can't play up against this. SG too strong in game 2.
Yeah, that toss not hitting onto the AA because the Doom blinked right in. Very unfortunate. They could have tried to get a 4 versus 5 fight somehow. But yeah, as predicted, Unknown, their Phantom Lancer this game was omega countered with the Sven and the Kunkka, especially with ADR having such an amazing start. His Radiance timing was impeccable, and they just couldn't do anything at that point to run past these 2 core heroes.
Yeah, and what were you saying last week? We had no 2-1s. It's been, 5-6 series?